This is a very exciting part of research. I actually consider this as a new type of research that is developing in the boundaries between civil engineering and health, really.
2 grants, 3 studies. Over the past year and a half, Still Hopes has been the site of groundbreaking research related to fall detection, fall prevention, and walking gait. Columbia's brightest minds are using something as instant as a vibration and simple as a step to change the outlook for safer aging.
Well, the project's actually been going on for a little over a decade now. The genesis is the frequency with which older adults over the age of 65 fall, and the ability to recognize falls when people are living alone, independent, and maybe not being able to access emergency services or reach the phone when they've fallen. We thought the development of a system that is in the environment, ambient, that doesn't require a button push or other activation by the person who's being monitored would be useful and helpful for our older adult population, both in retirement communities as well as living independently.
One of the studies involving Asset's VibraSense involved installing sensors to collect floor vibration readings in an effort to detect falls non-invasively in the Still Hopes healthcare neighborhoods.
So our primary goal is still intact, that is to develop a system that could be commercially sold as a fall detection system, more likely to start in retirement communities and nursing home facilities, given the fall rates being so elevated in those areas. Eventually, potentially being able to sell this to older adults or family members of older adults who might be worried about falls.
Another thing that is important for us is privacy, because you can do these things with cameras, right? But I don't want to have cameras in my home, in my bedroom, for example, right? So we think that this type of technology is a good middle ground where you can tell a lot about the person, but you cannot tell details that you don't want necessarily to be recorded somewhere. And once we were able to identify impacts on floors, Victor heard say, well, that's great, but why don't we prevent these things? So we started looking at how can we do that, and we ended up looking at gait patterns and gait parameters, and that's where we are right now.
Okay, Ellen, when you're ready, I need you to walk down here to comfortable speed.
If what I'm doing seems simple to you, believe me, it felt just as easy. But this simple walk down the hall holds a wealth of information, like walking speed and stride length, picked up by sensors in the floor.
Well, you can see on the signals here that you're walking at an average of about 1.2 meters per second based on the floor vibrations.
Wow.
Detected by the signal.
The researchers at Asset use this information to determine if I'm at a higher risk for falls based on my current gait speed.
So walking speed is another health indicator, and changes and declines in walking speed are indirect indicators of potential future development of adverse health outcomes. Now we are at the point where we can actually measure walking speed in the home or dwelling, which is another big step for us in terms of the project.
We currently have an NIH grant that is focusing specifically on that and trying to estimate gait parameters. The overall goal is exactly what you're saying, which is trying to identify the changes to then prevent the fall, right? We're not there quite yet, but we are done very significant progress in identifying those gait parameters. I think the partnership with the people here at Still Hopes has been fantastic.
So as medical director here, I've had a long-standing relationship with Still Hopes, was previously on their board, as well as Still Hopes' own interest in participating in research, in education, having students rotate here. It just seemed like it was a good fit for this project to be considered on the Still Hopes campus.
It was very simple to participate in, and it sounded to me like such a very worthwhile study that I wanted to participate.
The people who have participated have been very glad that they feel that they're actually supporting research by participating in this.
I think it's important for us who can still contribute to participate in a study that may help other geriatric patients or other older people in the future.
Our folks have really enjoyed participating. For them, once the installation has been completed, it doesn't require them to do anything other than to live their life as they normally are. So it's unintrusive, it's sort of invisible.
While the studies originally sought to find a better alternative to current emergency alert devices, the research itself continues to evolve.
Needless to say, the accuracy of the fall detection system has improved over time. We're now at a point where, through both machine learning and AI, we've improved the accuracy to detect approximately 90% of falls. Our goal is to have that accuracy up around 93 to 95%, which we think is attainable.
So one of the things that we're noticing with the latest results that we have is that gait seems to change drastically when you're not being observed. So it seems like when you are at the doctor's office and somebody tells you walk from this point to this point, you stand up straight, you walk from one point to the next one, is very consistent. It seems like it's very different when you are at home and then you're going around your day, right? So it seems like the understanding of what those gait parameters mean, we need more research to be able to understand that. Our grant that we have right now, we're basically developing the tool for then doctors to be able to develop what to do with this tool, right? So we're in the very early stages of this. Extremely exciting though. I mean, imagine that the house can actually listen to you and can understand what's happening with an older adult, right? So very, very exciting.